misconduct is in any way diminished by the fact that people lied to Christopher Steele?
No, I think just your credibility is.
Mic drop. And now Morgan Ortagus is taking that same fiery spirit onto a different set, Tennessee's 5th District, announcing her candidacy for Congress February 7th after President Trump issued this statement January 25th. I am told the very strong and impressive Morgan Ortagus is exploring a run for Congress in Tennessee's 5th Congressional District. I couldn't be happier because she's an absolute warrior for America First and MAGA. Adding, Morgan Ortagus will have my complete and total endorsement if she decides to run. And decide to run she did. As joining us now is the candidate herself, the only candidate for Congress in Tennessee's 5th District who has President Trump's complete and total endorsement, Morgan Ortagus. Morgan, first of all, hats off to you with Shifty Schiff. Everybody watched that go viral. But you know the deep state so well, working in the Trump administration for 4 years. I have to get your take on the news that came out this weekend about what Crooked Hillary was up to.
Yeah, I think that two things we know for sure when we saw the news this weekend. Well, actually, I think we've known this for a while, but it boils down to two basic things. Hillary Clinton is corrupt and Donald Trump is right. And everything else sort of stems from there. And let me tell you, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. But I got to tell you, as someone who has worked in the intelligence community for a long time, this information should send a chill down the spine of every American, and we have to do something about it. This should not be happening in American politics. You know, when I look at everything that President Donald Trump or his children were accused of doing, it's actually everything that either Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden and his children are doing. And so there's a massive double standard in here. What we really need, first of all, is to fire Nancy Pelosi. We need to take the House back in November. And then we also really need qualified people like me who know how to fight back. And I think that's really the key here, is I know how to get on the Intel Committee and take on Adam Schiff and to make sure that Eric Swalwell gets kicked off for his illicit affair with the foreign Chinese spy, right? And we should, by the way, if we're adding to the list of people who should be kicked off committees, Ilhan Omar shouldn't be sitting on foreign affairs and shouldn't have access to classified information. So what we need are great patriots running, people that support President Donald J. Trump, as I have in his administration. But we need people like me who worked with him because we know where the bodies are buried. We know how to start running from day one in Washington with the proper congressional oversight that the Biden administration and that the corrupt Hillary team have never had.
What made you decide to run and run now? Obviously, we all saw President Trump's statement about you. Usually we see his endorsement after someone's been running a campaign. But he believed in you even before you declared and over the 4 years that you worked for him. What made you decide now's the time? What was the issue for you that really got you into the race?
Yeah, it was a huge honor, just a huge privilege to have President Trump's endorsement. It's something that every Republican candidate around the country wants, and I was just so thrilled to have it. And I think I got it because I've worked in the trenches with him for so many years on these key issues. You know, one of the most important things to the people of Tennessee's 5th Congressional District, my district, is the border and securing the border. And what's happening right now is a disaster. This happens in failed states around the world. It should not be happening in the United States of America. And I worked with President Trump's team, Mike Pompeo and DHS and others, to get the Remain in Mexico policy, to get asylum cooperation agreements with Northern Triangle countries. What does all of that mean? It means that we worked and put policies in place that actually stopped the illegal immigration at the border, that was like stemming the tide of drugs, fentanyl coming over the border. This stuff really matters. So I got to tell you, you know, I knew things would be bad under President Biden. I knew I would disagree with him. I'm astounded and shocked and quite frankly scared at how bad it really is. We see tragedy at home and abroad. We see inflation is over 7.5%. We just saw that on Friday. And if the reports are accurate from what we heard from the State Department today, we're burning documents and getting ready to shut our embassy in Kyiv, Ukraine. This is after we had to do this in Afghanistan. So you've seen in the first year of the Biden administration, the economy fall apart. Within 3 months of the Biden administration, Hamas was attacking Israel. Within 7 months, the Taliban took over Kabul. And a year later, it looks like we're going to have to close our embassy in Ukraine because Russia has amassed 150,000 troops at their border. This kind of stuff only happens under weak and failed presidents. It doesn't happen under strong presidents. That's why people like me who worked in the trenches, who got things done for President Donald J. Trump, need to be in Congress to make sure that we're stopping the radical agenda of Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi.
Why don't people in the media or in Congress, Democrats, rhinos, care about what's happening to the country? When you look at the world stage right now, we had peace through strength for 4 years under President Trump. He did not get enough credit for it. But now the chaos that's happening, it doesn't seem like anyone really cares. Everything's just the unselect committee.
Yeah, I think that the needs and the concerns of the people you just mentioned are on elites, right? They're not paying attention to what it's like to be a single mom here in Tennessee and to go to the grocery store to find half of what you need and have to make a decision. Do you want to fill your grocery cart or do you want to fill your car with a tank of gas? These type of decisions should not have to happen in America. And abroad, it doesn't get much better. You know, our standing in the world is so much focused on what I like to describe it as like what happened in the 1990s, right? They think that we're still living in the Clinton era and still living in this era when the United States was, you know, the world's only superpower. Well, that's not true anymore. We have the rise of the Chinese Communist Party that Donald Trump took head on.
Right.
And you've got a lot of people that are just pacifists in the White House, I think, that don't see the threat for how it is. And they think that as long as they capitulate to actors around the world, to dictators, as long as they capitulate and practice diplomacy, intensive diplomacy,
right,
whatever it means, that the world will be safer. No, the world is safer when you have people like Donald J. Trump who takes the head off Qasem Soleimani, the world's largest terrorist. Then suddenly everybody wants to get in line.
Absolutely. Morgan, thank you for your work in the Trump administration. Congratulations on the endorsement, your campaign. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot of you, so keep us posted on your efforts, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
I hope so. Thank you very much.
God bless.